Temporary family made up of 4 strangers with different identities, gentle parents, 2 innocent and lovely children. But the truth is, the mother is just a nightclub dancer and her 2 children are street kids. A few days ago, the male protagonist Miller was a True dealer who broke into and saved the neighbor boy in a scuffle. But his identity was exposed, so Miller was robbed of a backpack by them. In that backpack was loaded with True.gs that he just received from his boss. Because of accumulating debts, he was forced to seek help from his boss. Hope that will be ignored by him as his old classmates. But of course he disagrees. Not true, he still gave Miller a chance. That is, you have to go to Mexico to bring 1,500 kilograms of True.gs here. If successful, his old debt will be written off, plus he will receive $500,000. Although he knew the mission was very dangerous, Miller had no way of refusing such a large sum of money. Because he wanted to safely cross the border, he came up with a very perfect plan. He successfully persuaded the nightclub dancer, and the little girl left home to join this mission. A perfect family has been formed. They had prepared a tourist car to cross the border to Mexico. 2 kids enjoyed this new experience. The 2 of them kept fighting, making Miller angry. Miller has always lived alone, so he is very impatient with the children. Fun, let's go. Under the guise of their families traveling, they are not suspicious of the border police. It was not long before they reached the pickup location. But when Miller got out of the car, he was held by a gun to the heads of the rest, terrified. Luckily this is just a play. But when they entered the house, when they were overwhelmed by the scene ahead. This vast warehouse is filled with True.gs. Although Miller is used to seeing many True.gs, the scenery here also surprised him. He called the boss to report the situation. He acted casual and told him to quickly bring the goods. Although Miller is furious, this is his job. He couldn't leave the cargo line. He was driving while worrying. The car filled with True.gs kept moving, but he had a little problem. The Mexican police told them to stop the car. He knew that Miller sold True.gs, but did not arrest him, but wanted to get something from him. He gives him 2 options. One is giving him $1,000, 2 is telling his wife to serve him. Faced with this, the Miller gulped. His choice is tell the wife to go service him. She doesn't like it at all. When they were arguing, he said, interrupting them, "Actually, I like men." This statement makes Miller dare not laugh. He happily took his half-son to serve that old man. He persuaded the boy. When he was struggling, everything turned around. Turns out $1,000, that he said, was the face value of Mexico. That amount converted to just $80 only. After exiting the first stage, they were preparing to meet again. They just need to cross the border, and they don't need to think about it in the future. On the way they met another family who were hanging out like them. The boy fell in love immediately after seeing the daughter of that house. They then arrived at the checkpoint very quickly. The car in front of the car, they were arrested for carrying marijuana, putting the Miller family under extreme stress. Miller accidentally pressed the pedal, causing the True.g to fall from above to his wife's lap. She panicked being discovered, immediately wrapped the towel in pretending to be a child. Then they put on the hat they just bought on their heads and expressed their joy. But the True.g smell on the van does not escape the sniff-sensitive nose. The dog barked, and the strange actions of the Miller family made the police suspect. Their whole family was told to get off the bus. When the police are about to get on the car to check, then some thieves got under the car and ran away. They attract police attention. The Miller family successfully crossed the border gate. They thought they had succeeded, so they laughed happily. But they did not know that there was a bunch of assassins chasing them. It turns out that Miller was tricked by the boss. The goods he got were not bought by his boss, where the buyer is someone else. After finding out that he had been cheated, the True.g boss sent him to chase him. Along the way their car was broken. The whole family was stuck on a quiet road. Luckily, they caught the happy family earlier. The family is happy to help the Millers pull the broken car and find a place to repair it. When he talked to Miller, he found out that his husband was a police officer on True.g destruction. This scared Millers. The four of them gathered to discuss how to get rid of this family. Now there was only way to wait until the car was repaired to get rid of them. But when I got there it was closed. Now the Miller family is tied to the other. At this time, the wife of the policeman saw the cute baby. She offered to hold the baby, but the dancer back. For fear of being discovered, there was only way to throw it on the street. The other wife screamed, but found no bleeding. In order to prevent being exposed, the daughter came up with a way. The little girl accused her mother of ruining her homework. Good reason for the other family without doubts. In the evening they set the bonfire together to sing. Son successfully flirted with the baby next door. But unfortunately this was the first night as well as the last night they were dating. The next day the two families said goodbye to each other. But they once again entered the tiger's den. The Dodgeball boss has ambushed here. Because in order to save the life of a female dancer, there is only one way to pull out the profession, to save herself and everyone. After a while, the son was poisoned by a poisonous spider that needed to enter the chili, which made the chili as big as a carrot to be hospitalized. Because being urged by the boss makes Miller more nervous, he sneaked his son out of the hospital and talked about the bonus they received. But they refused. You earn $500,000, but only give me $30,000. You get $30,000 and I only get $1,000. Wait, you got money. The daughter left angry. The dancer and her son thought they couldn't continue with Miller anymore. Miller doesn't need them to drive out of here either. This time there was no longer their happy laughter. Miller feels very lonely. He came back to pick them up, but they found the other family. Before they could say anything, the junior appeared behind them. When danger, the police husband appeared and beat him up. But the daughter was taken hostage. That gangster threatens them. Because he wanted to protect his family, Miller agreed to go with him. But because he wants to gag, he wants to kill them. At this time, fireworks emerged to attract him. Miller rushed to steal his gun. The other boy stepped forward and gave him a knockout. Everything has been settled. After knowing that the policeman had closed his eyes and opened and released the Miller family. After a difficult journey, Miller also successfully shipped the goods to the boss. But he frantically refused to pay the promised amount to Miller. Miller knew soon everything. He had cooperated with that policeman. Although he was an accomplice, Miller was not arrested, but protected by the police. Through many hardships, they have also become a true family. Choose to live together. Blood, flesh or blood does not matter. As long as they always love each other, take care of each other.